is
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
ringside or front court or field pass. We ballin', no. Knuckle up or buckle up. I tell it like it is when I bolt my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or gossip though.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life. Yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You feel me? What a weekend in sports. We already know what's going down. So guess what? Turn it off, turn it all the way off now. Yeah. How is everybody doing today? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, and this here is Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. It feel like summertime out here today in the Richmond, VA. Temperatures in the early to mid 80s, the low to mid 80s. I'm silly. The low to mid 80s, and yeah, feels good. Me, I'm getting a late start. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm getting a late start because I'm tired. I've been tired. I actually had a doctor's appointment today. One of the mandatory ones, because of, the stroke I had, blase. Everything is cool. Everything is cool. They want me to actually get more sleep because I told them I had a situation where the other night I was asleep and I felt like I couldn't move. And that was one of the similarities to how I felt when I had my stroke almost a year ago. And that I popped up, it was almost about 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. It was almost 4 o'clock Friday morning when I popped up. And I was kind of nervous because I was like, Lord, that felt real familiar. But then I said, okay, am my eyes blurry? Am I seeing double? Am I seeing triple? No. Okay, check. That's all right. Check in the okay, in the I'm okay checklist. Check. Okay. Next, let me make sure that I have my legs under me, my balance, because when I had my stroke, when my kids came downstairs to give me a hug, I collapsed. Literally, my legs gave out. Now, I'm not going to wake them up. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, but okay, I get up, I start walking around downstairs, walk upstairs, walk downstairs. Okay, check. All right. Woo, all right, cool. I alerted the doctors anyway, and what they told me, they said, you just fell into a deep sleep. You said you fell into a real deep sleep. It's actually kind of common. That means that you're really probably not getting enough sleep. I said, well, that kind of makes a lot of sense. I don't get enough sleep, but that's for another day, another time. Then after that, I had to go to DMV, had to get some new registration tags. So I didn't get the sleep that I usually get after I drop my kids off on a Monday. So I've just really been tired. So this show is going to be a little quicker than others. Because now I still have to cook dinner soon for the little ones. But it is what it is. It is Monday, May the 16th, 2000 of the 22. And before we get started on the sports topics, just definitely want to send out my love to all of my people, all my black and gold people, and all of my people in general. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope everybody has a blessed week. And I hope everybody is doing good, doing great, because, again, that weather, and hopefully we won't have so much damn rainy weather. Goodness gracious, that get on my nerves. Ain't you tired of all that rain?
Damn right.
I know I am. But anyway, without further ado, my people, let's get to it. The conference finals are set in the NBA playoffs. And, man, I put a video out on YouTube last night from my living room saying, just when you think you have it all figured out, you don't know nothing. Well, we had a couple of Game 7s yesterday, and they turned out to be Game 7 duds, Game 7 thumpers. No suspense, no nothing. Coming into the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter in each game, there was no sense of, who's going to take the game. The matter was already said and done. The first one was Sunday afternoon. The defending champion Milwaukee Bucks have been eliminated. The Boston Celtics have ended the championship reign of the Milwaukee Bucks. And in Game 7 in Boston, They thumped the they thumped the Bucks pretty much in the second half. Final score of 109-81, a 28-point beatdown. Giannis Antetokounmpo did all that he could, scoring 25 points. Made NBA history, becoming the first player ever to record 200 points, 50 assists, and 100 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken, in one series. He was absolutely sensational. But ultimately, the loss of Chris Middleton appeared to be too much. But I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for the Bucks, because they had a legendary Game 5 win, and which Giannis was bloodied and battered, and they won. And they took a 3-2 series lead back to Milwaukee, where you're supposed to close the deal. But they didn't close the deal because Jason Tatum said, "I'm that nigga right now." Biatch. And propelled the Boston Celtics into a winner-take-all Game 7, where after a close first half, Boston three-point shooting just reigned supreme on the defending champs, led by Grant Williams, who attempted 18 threes his damn self. He's one of those players where in a Game 7, you know you need your stars to step up, Jason Tatum, but you're going to need some role players to step up as well, and that did not happen for Giannis. Giannis stepped up. He didn't have his best game, but he still dropped 25 points, still damn near had a triple-double. But you needed more from Jrue Holiday. You needed more from Portis, and it just didn't happen. So the Eastern Conference Finals are set. I said something about the Celtics and Bucks first because that was a 7-game series. The Miami Heat took care of their business earlier in the week, taking out the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. Now, when it came to the Eastern Conference Finals, I was dead wrong. I had the Eastern Conference Finals being the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, laugh all you want. But, you know, I was wrong. Tony was right. But the Philadelphia 76ers, you got some questions to answer, because I'm just going to say this. If you paid James Harden 4 years and $270 million, you's a damn fool.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, damn fool. To pay that dude what?
You niggas are crazy.
I'll be telling that dude to give me 270 million push-ups. Shit, the way Mr. As unclutch as he was, he had that one good game where he dropped 31 and got everybody excited, me included, thinking, oh man, if James Harden can play like this for the rest of the series, Philly got this. And Miami, deepest team in basketball by far, especially the deepest team left in basketball by far, handled their business. Again, I'm going to tell these people who keep on questioning whether Jimmy Butler is a superstar or not, cut it out. Cut it out. Dude is a superstar. Dude is legit. He comes up clutch in the playoffs, and that is, honestly, that's what matters most. Now, all of the talk after that game, after the Game 6 was over and Philly got embarrassed in Philly, that's the crazy part. Who was going to be the scapegoat? You know, when the reporters asked James Harden, well, how do you feel about your coach Doc Rivers? He said, next question. It damn near felt like James Harden may have tanked a little bit because he played just so flagrantly bad. But then it comes out the next day that Daryl Morey, who's a James Harden guy, came out and said that Doc Rivers will be back for a third season as coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, I was sitting here saying, oh, please, Philadelphia, do something that's stupid like fire Doc Rivers for Mike D'Antoni, because I wanted to see Doc Rivers come be the coach of the Lakers, because that's all that was going to happen. In my opinion, if Doc Rivers had gotten fired from Philadelphia over the strength of James Harden, really, I was like, okay, Philadelphia, please make that move so Doc Rivers can come to Los Angeles and Joel Embiid can demand a trade to the Lakers, and I would say do it and trade him for Anthony Davis. Shit. But unfortunately, none of that stuff is going to happen because Philadelphia did say that Doc Rivers is going to be back, and they said hopefully Harden will be back too. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you have any common sense about yourself, Daryl Morey and Sixers organization, you simply let him opt into this next season and get his $47 million and go from there. Because, dude, I'm serious. Do not sign this dude long term. I'm serious. Do not sign this dude to no $270 million. And for one, you already have the history of playoff failures. And now you have the history of coming in out of shape. And now there's a history of quitting on teams when he decides to have a bitch fit. Anyway, moving on to the Western Conference. I'll get Golden State and Memphis out the way early. When Ja got hurt, I figured that Memphis would eventually fall to Golden State, which is what happened. But Memphis showed heart. They are a very well-coached team. The Memphis Grizzlies are here. The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns. I said last show, I said I don't believe Dallas would win another game. Not only did Dallas win another game, they won the damn series. Not only did they win the series, they won Game 7 in Phoenix. Not only did they win Game 7 in Phoenix, they beat the dog shit out the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix.
God damn!
I said this last night on the video that I posted. If I'm a member of the Phoenix Suns organization, not just the players, if I am a member of the Phoenix Suns organization, I don't give a damn if you the fucking ball boy. I would not want to be seen in public until training camp for the start of next season, because that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. That game was never close. I'm talking about from the opening minutes of the first quarter, this game was never close. Luka Doncic had 27 points in the first half. The Phoenix Suns as a whole team had 27 points in the first half. I mean, it was the most embarrassing home Game 7 performance that I've ever seen. I think it's the most embarrassing in history. The 30-point deficit, the Phoenix Suns were down by 30 at halftime. That's the largest halftime deficit of a Game 7 in history. How much did they lose by? The 33-point loss was the biggest Game 7 loss since 1948. When the Warriors, the then Philadelphia Warriors, beat a team called the Bombers. What? Bottom line is this was some historically bad shit that the Phoenix Suns put on, and it's embarrassing, man. It really is. And Chris Paul, who for whatever reason, ever since he turned 37, has met some kind of a cliff. I don't know, or maybe he turned into Cliff Paul from the State Farm crew. I don't know. But he played horrible. Devin Booker, who's supposed to be the young star on the team, played horrible. DeAndre Ayton only played 17 minutes. They had some internal gripes going on. It was horrible. It was terrible. I mean, honestly, and all season long, Phoenix has been the best. All season long. All season long, I wanted to see the Suns and the Warriors. Thanks a lot, Phoenix.
Bye, bitch.
I mean, but you know what? Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka came to get it done. Head coach Jason Kidd, who's a champion as a player, is proving that they made the right choices hiring him after Rick Carlisle stepped down. This is the first time the Dallas Mavericks have been in the Western Conference Finals since 2011. Oddly enough, the year that they won the NBA championship in 2011. And so there it is. We're set. The conference finals are set. We have in the East, Miami versus Boston. And the West, Golden State versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now, how I break down these matchups is, well, with Miami and Boston, you have a rematch of the bubble, the Eastern Conference Finals in the bubble. A lot of people don't like to give a lot of credit as far as the bubble, but I think we need to, like I said, put some respect on Jimmy Butler's name, put some respect on the Miami Heat's name, as they are they have home court. Boston is open up as the slight favorite. Miami is a deep team, man. Like, again, they haven't even been playing that much with Kyle Lowry, their point guard, and they've still been doing just fine. These playoffs are wide open. This is the fun thing, but I'm not going to lie. These playoffs are very, very fun to watch because you feel like any one of these four teams could take it, even the Warriors. Because, for one, you have Miami and you have Boston. Now, for all you Celtic fans that are, poking your chest out, let's calm down just a wee bit, okay? Celtic pride and all that other shit. And I as a Laker fan, even though we have been one of the most crazy dysfunctionally ran organizations over the last 10 years, what I know is that Boston Celtic fans,
Shut the fuck up.
calm down. Calm down, because need I remind you, green sons of bitches, over the last 35 years, you got one chip. During that same time period, my Lakers have 8. Okay, now you've been a very well-run organization. I'll have to say, after the Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen era, you've been to 3 conference championships, all well and good, no finals appearances, but you're that team who like I said, you're a very well-run organization. One of the top 5 brand organizations in the NBA. But when it comes down to getting the eventual hardware, calm the fuck down, because you haven't done it that often. You've only done it once over 35 plus. Lakers 8. Who's next after that? Bulls. Michael. 6. After that, what? 5. San Antonio. Okay, then what do we have? We have the Warriors. They're at 3. The Detroit Pistons 3. The Miami Heat 3. The Houston Rockets 2. And then we have a couple of championships that are in Swiss bank accounts, aka the Mavericks and the Raptors. So that's how I view Boston. Miami, boy, if you win this title, if you win this championship, you're talking about a feather in the cap of Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley. And then everybody can, can forever put to bed the notion is, can Jimmy Butler be the best player on a championship team? Well, he can be the best player on a team that definitely takes you to the finals, and he wasn't even given that much credit because, again, people kind of like to discard the bubble. I mean, if anything, I would have to look at the significance of the Lakers championship, because the Lakers haven't done anything since then. Miami, 2 years later, right back in the conference finals. Now, if you're out west, Golden State, Golden State feels like the team that's just trying to hold it together to give to get one more chip, one more run. Now, if you get another championship, that'd be 4 in 6 years. You have to continue with the Warriors dynasty talk, because that's what it would be. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, this would stun everybody. It would probably stun people in Dallas if you guys won the championship. Honestly, it's but again, it's very fun to see because it's wide open. Again, the Miami Heat have the home court advantage in the Eastern Conference. The Golden State Warriors will have the home court advantage in the Western Conference Championship round. How about that? Now, as far as prediction goes, it's pretty tough because, gee whiz, to me, Miami and Boston is kind of like a pick'em series. It really is. It's really that close. I'm going to have to go with the Miami Heat because, not even because of home court, but because they are still the deepest team in the playoffs. And, this feels like a playoffs where no team can afford to lose their star player. And to a certain degree, that is very true. But if there's any team who can recover from the loss of any player, it's the Miami Heat because of how deep their roster goes. Like I said earlier, they haven't even been playing a lot over the past 2 series with Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has been out the majority of these playoffs, and it's just next man up mentality. And the next man up is a very good player or a former all-star. Now we're seeing what Victor Oladipo brings to the table with the way that he's been playing since he's gotten more minutes. So I just have to give Miami a slight edge. Now, this, like I said, it's going to be a defensively tough series because you have wing players all over the place with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and then on Miami's end, you have Jimmy Butler, you have Tyler Hero, you got PJ Tucker. So this is going to be a rough, rugged, this is a lunch pail series. It really is. But do I think that Miami can go into Boston and steal a game? Yup. Do I think Boston can go into Miami and steal a game? Yup. This has 7-game series written all over it. It does. Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics have a 7-game series written all over it. As for the Western Conference series, I've been saying the Warriors, pretty much all year. Ever since I saw the way they started the season off, and I said, okay, they're going to get Clay back. They thought they were going to get Wiseman back, but it never happened. So, and especially now that the Warriors have home court, it would have been harder to pick Golden State, even if they would have played Phoenix. But now that the Warriors have the home court, they're undefeated at home. I understand the matchup problems that Luka can cause, but you have bodies for Golden State that you can put on Luka. Now, you on the defensive side, as far as guarding Luka, I see you putting. Everybody's saying, well, Draymond Green is going to guard Luka. He's not going to guard Luka that much. Maybe in crunch time, but you don't want to risk getting Draymond Green in foul trouble. So you have your guy Kuminga. You could put him on there. You could throw Harrison Barnes on there. If you're able to get Andre Iguodala back, you could throw Iggy on Luka for short spells. Now, as far as Luka on defense, the Mavericks will probably try to hide him as much because, you know, I've heard people already say, well, he's going to maybe get tired chasing Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole around. They're not going to have Luka on none of those three guys. If anything, they'll probably put Luka or Andrew Wiggins. They're going to probably have Luka on Draymond Green or even Kevon Looney. But if they have Luka on Draymond Green, if I am Steve Kerr, I am going at Luka defensively. Luka Doncic, for as great as a player as he is not a good defender at all. Draymond Green needs to average about 15 points this series because whenever Luka's on him, they need to go right at him. Luka Doncic is not a good defender by any means. And I believe that's where the Warriors will have an advantage. Plus, can you count on Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith? Can you count on them to consistently show up in San Francisco with that Warriors crowd? I'm not saying it's impossible. I think you'll get a steady dose. I think you'll get steady contributions from Brunson. But I can more confidently pick the Warriors to win the West than I can the Miami Heat to win the East. So yes, I'm definitely going with the Warriors. I don't think this goes 7 games. I think this goes 5, maybe 6 tops. I could see 5 very, very close competitive games where the Warriors take it at the end. I mean, like I said, it could be 5 close games where I could have the Warriors coming out with 4 of the 5. Like I said, 6 tops. Again, I don't see 7-game series with this one. Not with this series. But hopefully my predictions will be more accurate than that of the second round of the playoffs. So, and I was like, goodness gracious. Again, thanks, Phoenix.
Bye, bitch.
Thanks, Milwaukee.
Bye, bitch.
Even though Giannis is my guy. Like Giannis is that dude. But anyway, I have Tony on the line, and I've already told him that I've given him his flowers in regards to his picks for the Eastern Conference, his prediction of who would be in the Eastern Conference Finals. He was 100% right. I was 100% wrong. What's up, bro?
What is up? What is up?
The Conference Finals. That's what is up.
What is not up is championship DNA.
No, it was not. No.
Champions lose sometimes. Sometimes the champs lose, unless you Mayweather.
Now, if you guys don't know, which you probably don't know what he's talking about, after the Bucks won in Game 5, and they stole that game, I text Tony and I said, championship DNA. And like I said, he turned out to be right in the overall outcome of the series.
I think that, and some of your listeners may disagree, I think P.J. Tucker, bro. P.J. Tucker would have made a difference, a huge difference in that series.
Oh, if he was still with Milwaukee?
Yes.
Okay.
And for them to, when the coach was asked about it, he tried to play it off like, he didn't say we didn't need PJ, but he tried to basically say that.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. The only one thing I will say is that where Budenholzer has an out is the fact that they didn't have Middleton. I don't disagree with you about missing PJ Tucker because you see PJ Tucker is still playing and they're not.
Right.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you, but he has the Middleton injury to fall back on in a sense. But I agree with you 100% about PJ.
Yeah. So the only choice they have is to try to run it back. The only question is, will somebody jump out there and overpay Portis?
No, they signed Portis last offseason. Portis signed the contract. He's on the contract.
Oh, Bobby Portis? No.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis has a option, player option. He can go test the waters.
They signed Portis. I thought they signed
Portis and Connaughton are the 2 dudes that they got to worry about not being able to bring back. That's why I said if somebody jumps out there and overpays Portis,
I think
he has a player option.
I think Portis will stay, but you never know. Money talks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Money talks. If he can get a starting role and double his salary, he ain't staying there. He'd be a fool to stay there because his window. He's approaching that window where you're trying to get that big payday. Because it might be your one and only big payday.
Yeah. Yeah. His contract does
use himself as a starter. He accepted that role in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Because he played it, but he views himself as a starter.
Yeah, he does. Yes, you're absolutely right. I just looked up his contract. Yep, and he has the option. So, I mean, he could opt in or he could opt out. I'm pretty sure he'll try to see what his dollar amounts are worth. But I think it would behoove him to come back because I could see him being a permanent starter role because you don't know how much longer you have left of Brook Lopez. Just in that sense, Connaughton, you can find something better. You can find something better than Connaughton. Because as far as I'm concerned, all them motherfuckers choked when Giannis needed the most in Game 7. That's where they have the Middleton out. But, be that as it may, I've been on wax saying that I picked the Heat to win in 7 games. And, sir, you are going with?
I am going with the Celtics. I am going with the Celtics. I think that night in, night out, unless Tatum has a bad game, it's Tatum, Brown, and then a various you pick 'em of contributors. And I don't think size favors Miami. From a defensive standpoint, they're about equal. They're about equal. But because Marcus Smart can be your primary defender on Jimmy Butler, and you're not reliant on Marcus Smart's offense, I think that gives them a leg up because Butler has to guard somebody.
Marcus Smart is listed as questionable for Game 1. Just don't know if you knew that.
Well, I knew that. I think conference finals. I think he's a dog. He's a dog. He'll play.
Oh no, I agree with you. But that's why to me the series is a pick 'em because you have two teams that are very similar. Like when you texted me yesterday, you said 2 defensive teams. I understand who's going to meet Jimmy halfway with the scoring for Miami, but this is
that's the key right there. The fact that Boston doesn't have to expend any star power to guard Butler, but Butler has to guard one of them dudes because he is their best defender, arguably Miami's best defender.
Well, to me, this is
can he do it in the set for 7 games is the question.
Well, to me, this is going to be another series where home court doesn't make a difference, just like with Boston and Milwaukee. I think the Celtics can win in South Beach. I believe Miami can win in TD Bank. I don't think home court is going to make a difference. It all is going to matter on which team is better on the days that they play. I don't think home court makes a damn bit of difference. What about you?
Yeah, you're right there. I think if your boy, the other X factor, I think if your boy retains his fountain of youth that he found against the Bucks, that kind of cancels out. Bam. If
Horford?
Yeah.
He's a warrior, though, man. I tell you, you gotta love. I'm not a Celtics fan, but you gotta love Al Horford. For real.
That dude off, and he was getting shipped here, shipped back here.
Yeah.
Hey.
You gotta love Horford, man. He brings. That's why the Celtics brought him back. They realized they made a mistake by letting him go. Because remember, last year he was in Philly. He was backing up Embiid. Well, no, he was backing up or in a part-time starter, and they realized that Boston realized they made a mistake. But yeah, you gotta love Horford. But I'm gonna tell you, man, that Game 6, Milwaukee and Boston, Jason Tatum is something else, man. That motherfucker.
Can we officially call him superstar now?
I call Jimmy Butler a superstar.
Well, yeah,
Well, a lot of people don't call Jimmy Butler a superstar.
I don't know why.
Me either.
He's arguably been the top 5 two-way player in the league for I don't know how
long. For the
long.
last 8 years.
So I don't know why. He might have been that when he was still with the Bulls. He was already heading in that direction. So he's like Kawhi light. But right now, I saw a thing on Real GM, and they were saying, who would you take right now, Butler or Kawhi? I would go with Butler simply because he stays on the court.
Right. He's a year older than Kawhi, but he's a year healthier than Kawhi, too.
Right. But you're not really losing much. Maybe Kawhi's a little bit better offensively, but...
No, Kawhi's a lot better offensively. But that's what Kawhi's... he's turned into an absolutely marvelous offensive player. But Jimmy Butler can still... Jimmy Butler's the only other person behind outside of Giannis this playoffs to have multiple 40-point games.
Right.
But on a night in and night out basis, you're going to get better offensive production from Kawhi. But Jimmy Butler shows up when it matters the most. And that's what's most important.
And I'm gonna give Tatum that superstar thing because the dude, early on in his career, he was kind of timid. Now he shows no fear, and it doesn't matter if he's going head to head with another star. That's what counts. If he shows up when he's going head to head against these other stars and don't shrink in the big moment, then yeah, you're a superstar. And he's carried the Celtics thus far.
This is Tatum. Tatum is only 24 years old. This is his third conference final since coming in the league in 2017.
And arguably, I mean, he's indefensible. He's like Kevin Durant. And he's only going to get better. How do you defend that? A dude his size.
He's a long guy.
Put the ball on the floor.
EJ's going to see a lot of them.
Right. So I don't know. I think I think it'll be him, Giannis, and Embiid in the Eastern Conference for a while. He gets that asterisk because of health.
Well, let's go to the Western Conference. Now, we know Golden State wrapped it up. Once Ja Morant got hurt, I'm pretty sure we both thought that Golden State would eventually take Memphis out, even though Memphis plays very well without him.
They punched on the way out the door. They lost. But
they went out swinging. That's how you supposed to go out, Phoenix Suns. You saw the way Memphis went out without their best player. That's how you supposed to go out instead of the way you went out with your three best players. Comments on the Suns.
I sent you a text about Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul retired at halftime. I might have retired at the end of the first quarter. But I won't put that total collapse on him. It falls on Booker. It falls on Ed. Even the water boys failed to get him Gatorade. I don't know what was going on. And Dallas did what they were supposed to do. I'm not going to go and above beyond singing Dallas' praises. They did. They ran across a cold shooting team, and they hit their shots. And everybody knows the game is a game of runs, but sometimes them runs never end. If you see that ball go in that bucket, it becomes huge. And that's what happened with Dallas. They were hitting every shot, and Phoenix was missing every shot. Even bunnies right at the rim.
Every shot. I put a post on Facebook at halftime. I said, this Mavs Suns game is unreal. I just said this Mavs, and then I did put a video.
He looked like a superstar.
Didn't he? Didn't he, though? And then I put a video on YouTube. I don't know if you saw it last night. I said, if I'm a member of the Phoenix Suns organization, not just a player, I don't care if you're the member of their organization, I would not want to be seen in public until training camp of next year.
Yeah, you might be right.
That's bad, man.
I think there'll be a change there with them. I don't see Chris Paul coming back.
Oh, he already said he's coming back. He's signed up until 2025. Where's he going? He already said he's not retiring.
If I'm them, I'm moving.
Move him to who?
I'm moving to somebody, anybody. These are the moments where you expect. This is why you signed Chris Paul. For exactly this moment. You didn't sign him for the 82-game schedule. You signed him for this. And shrink. The veteran presence and the leader presence.
Booker shrank too, though. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but Booker shrank too. So did Ayton. Now, I've been hearing people saying that maybe they should let Ayton walk out the door because he's a free agent. But where you moving Chris Paul to?
Well, yeah, I saw that today with Ayton too, and then I saw something right behind it, and I said, oh boy, here we go with the speculations about Ayton and this team and that team and team that shall remain unnamed. But
I don't know if you saw Patrick Beverly today on ESPN. I absolutely love it.
He was funny, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, you sitting at home and you're funny though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I love the dynamic, but basically saying he has a future in that when he's done playing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll agree there. I'll agree there, but in terms of throwing shade at Phoenix, he should have kept that shade because you're sitting in the shade, Patrick Beverly.
Well, hey, Patrick Beverly can say, hey, well, you just joined me in the shade.
I actually prefer Barkley's response to Phoenix getting smoked. Oh, my God. Did you see his face?
Yes, I did. But Barkley, you know what? Barkley had the most accurate comment of the night. When they showed the highlights and showed the final score being 123-90, Barkley said, and the game wasn't even that close. And it wasn't.
Yep.
And that's a 33-point difference, and the game wasn't that close.
And you know he frustrated when he started stuttering. It's Ernie Johnson, let me say, Ernie, Devin Booker, Ernie Johnson, let me say, Chris Paul. He couldn't even get it out.
No, he couldn't. Oh no, he was hurt, man. He was hurt behind that one. He definitely was hurt. But what can you say? I mean, they didn't show up. They completely laid an egg at the most inopportune time.
Yeah, I don't think that might have been the biggest egg I have seen in my lifetime.
Me too.
Given the circumstances, what was at stake, all of that, I think that was the biggest collapse I've ever seen in my lifetime in basketball.
Yeah. Honestly. So what do you think now of the matchup of Golden State versus Dallas?
I think Golden State gonna smoke them. I think that the Golden State will do what Phoenix should have done, the Maverick, the Doncic. We're gonna call them the Dallas Doncic's instead of the Maverick. We're gonna call them Dallas Doncic's versus the Golden State Warriors. Luka's one guy, and although Luka is a great one guy,
you don't think they'll get consistent contribution from Brunson at least?
I do think that they'll get some, but again, we talking about firepower on a world level versus they got some guns. I just think it's too much. It's too much.
Well, we agree on that. I agree Golden State. I'm not going to say Golden State's going to smoke them, but I said that they could take them out 5, maybe 6 games tops. I said if it's 5 games, it could be 5 highly competitive games. Now, this is what I said earlier as far as matchups. If you're, of course, if you're Golden State on defense, you don't primarily put Draymond on him because you don't want to get him in foul trouble. You put Kuminga in there, you put Wiggins on him, and even if you can get Iguodala, you put Iguodala on him. As far as Luka on defense, first of all, the notion that he's going to have to be chasing around Steph, Clay, or Jordan Poole, that's not going to happen. Jason Kidd is going to protect him as much as possible, but he may have to guard Draymond. And if he guards Draymond, I think Draymond needs to average at least 15 points this series because Luka is a terrible defender. I would go at him the same way that Jason Kidd attacked Chris Paul. I would attack Luka on the defensive end. I don't give a damn who. He could be guarding Kevon Looney. I am attacking Luka on defense. To that you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's what you got to do. It's what you got to do. He's everything to Dallas. So yeah, you got to make him play some D. You got to make him play some D.
You have to, because they're gonna try to hide him. Because when I heard earlier today say that he's gonna have his hands full chasing around Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole, I said he's not gonna chase them around. First thing I said, Jason Kidd's not gonna do that to him. I said he's gonna have him protected defensively. Jason Kidd is gonna think that Golden State's small lineup could benefit Luka. It only does if Golden State doesn't attack. If they don't take Draymond Green and proverbially run the ball down Luka's fucking throat, make him play defense in the paint. You have to make him play both ways. So maybe when you get to the fourth quarter, there's nothing left in the gas tank. Phoenix stopped doing that after game 2.
Well, the upside for Dallas and I think I was talking about Golden State before on another cast, and that Luka is a master ball control. You know what I mean? In terms of he is their point guard.
Oh yeah,
and
yes,
he'll
absolutely.
Tie cut down and get a good shot out of it, and even if it ain't a good shot, sometimes he hits some ridiculous shots. It's just that they don't want to get into a 3-point war with Golden State.
No, not at all.
Don't get that, because then you get them big long rebounds equal fast break, and ain't nobody on Dallas gonna stop that.
Absolutely not. Quickly, let's go. What did you think of did you see the NFL schedule release?
I did.
Okay, so what are your overall thoughts about it?
I mean, it's the same as every year. I think the same thing about the schedule. You're playing the same, particularly, I mean, from the conference standpoint, the division standpoint, you're playing the same teams. It's just the order in which you're playing them. You're looking at the December part of the schedule when it's cold, and you have to travel to the cold. But beyond that, like the early games, even though, like, you know, you have like our early games, you know, every year, you know, it's going to be tough games, whether you get the easy first 3 games is easy, and then you get that run where you're playing 3 playoff teams in a row. it is what it is.
Y'all start off with Tampa. That's not easy.
No, but I'm saying, I'm using that as an example.
Okay, I got you.
People are talking about our first few games, it's tough. And I'm like, okay, it's been that way before. You play who's on your schedule.
Yeah, I think our favorable window is the first 9 games of the season, starting off with Seattle, then the Texans. The only reason why I plug the 49ers in there, because they're our third game. You don't know what's going on with them at quarterback right now. I think we're better than the Ravens. The Colts is a wild card. Chargers are right there. Jets, Jaguars, Titans. Like I said, the first 9 games. Then when we move into December, we got to see the Rams on Christmas.
Yeah. Well, we play Christmas Eve. Us and the Raiders play Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Y'all play the Raiders again?
I don't think we play them. I think us and the Raiders, we got a game and they got a game.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, because I think Christmas actually falls on a Sunday this year, so I think the majority of the games are going to be that Saturday. Are going to be on Christmas Eve, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And they'll have 3 games on Christmas, which ours is the 4:30 game. The end of our schedule is brutal. Our last 6 games of our schedule, we got the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Chargers again. That's the last 6 games of our season. So, but anyway, when it comes to schedule, I'm just ready to see it play out. Let's just get to some football.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Let's just get to some football. So, brother, I knew this was going to be a short one today because of my fatigue issue. But how's the wife, man?
She's cool. She's cool. I told her to make herself available this afternoon, but time and fatigue, you ain't called this afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't call when I usually call, so that's on me. But I'll make sure
we'll go back around to that at some point. But
I'll make sure that I'm on point next week because that was must see TV or must hear podcast. That was.
Well, the next one needs to be a must hear because we need to discuss why is yet another Caucasian suspect after a mass shooting is taken into custody alive.
Yeah, where was it? I forgot. Where was that? Buffalo? Was it Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah.
White boy traveled a couple hours to go up to a black neighborhood in Buffalo, run up in a supermarket, and shot those people primarily because they were black. Got out of his car, though, and came face-to-face with a white guy. He pointed a gun at the white guy and then apologized to him, walked past him, and then proceeded to shoot people because he was streaming it on live. He was streaming it live.
Wow. See, I never looked at the details of that. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. I actually have some people of mine that are from Buffalo. I don't know if I want. I haven't asked their opinion on it or not, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Okay. All right. Well, brother, that's crazy. Now I'm about to read up on that story. That's crazy. I didn't know it was like that.
The funny thing is, later on that day, so you get a mass shooting in a church in California.
You say what?
It's a little different. I said the same time, later on that day, you get another mass shooting, but it's in California, across the country, at a Taiwanese church.
That don't make no damn sense.
Mind you, California, the shooter was 18. The shooter in New York and Buffalo was 18.
Right.
California just struck down. The governor had put it in place, but the California Supreme Court just struck down a law that will restrict gun access for people under 21. They literally struck it. They struck it down last week. You understand? So they're trying to pass these gun laws and make them more accessible. More, you don't need a permit. As long as you're 18, blah 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 blah. And this 18-year-old wrote a 180-page manifesto. Talking about replacement theory, racial replacement theory, that they trying to replace us, the niggers. And on the barrel of his gun, he had nigger etched into the barrel of his gun.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're going to have to get into. So until next time, I'll text you while these conference games are going on, but I'm going to get at you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. again, man, as a world, as a people, we have got to do so much better. I'm not gonna get deep into that right now, but we just have got to do so much better. It's just really sickening the things that go through people's head, and particularly the targets that still remain on African Americans' back. It's disgusting. And again, we have to start doing better as a people, because as I said this when I put out a 2020 rap song called Open Season, and the title is self-explanatory, because for whatever reason, and we can ask that question for the last hundreds of years, it just seems to be open season on black people. And enough has been enough 100 years ago. Enough was enough 200 years ago. So like I said, I'm not going to go deep into detail, but when I hear things like that, because I heard about the Buffalo shooting, but I didn't really read into it. I didn't read up on it. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe it's just the point of just saying, oh, another mass shooting, good God. But anyway, as a people, we need to do better. But before we go, I definitely have to hit up the sweet science. Boxing has been utterly explosive over the last month, as like I knew it would. You guys know, over the last month worth of shows, I have been coming on here talking about boxing and talking about the sweet science and the just awesome schedule that has been going on. And Saturday night was another fight of the year candidate between Jamal Charlo and Brian Castano for the undisputed junior middleweight championship of the world. This was the first time somebody was going to be crowned undisputed 4-belt champion in this era, and in the 4-belt era. This was a rematch. They fought last year. They fought to a controversial draw, and this time nobody left anything to the judges. It was an awesome and amazing fight. Now, is this better than Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano? No, it's not better than it, but it's right there. Jamal Charlo defeated Brian Castano with a 10th round knockout to become the undisputed 154-pound champion of the world in an awesome give-or-take fight. This fight was sensational. I mean, these guys damn near look all punched out by the end of the 4th round. I'm sitting there watching that fight, and I'm saying, there is no way in hell that these dudes are going 12 rounds. No way, because they were unloading power shots. They were hit sticking each other, for lack of a better term. I mean, these guys were letting it all out. And by the middle of the fight, I want to say around the 7th, 8th, and 9th, Charlo started to take control with superior boxing. He was still landing some power shots, but when it got to around the 8th round, the 9th round, and I saw the way Charlo started boxing, I said, maybe this might go the distance. I said, I would have been shocked. But as they started to exchange again in the 10th round, Charlo caught him with a sneaky left hook. And it was a delayed reaction by Castano, as his body literally just kind of he got hit with the left hook. About 2 seconds later, his body just kind of just folded, like not folded, but he folded up in the opposite end of how your body wants to fold up, and he dropped. And when he got up, he just started stumbling back. I said, if the ref don't stop this fight, it's not going to last much longer. And he was able to get his bearings together enough for the referee to allow the fight to continue, and Charlo handled his business. He came out there, rocked him with an unbelievable left uppercut, and then finished him off with a left hook to the body. And the referee called the fight, which was the correct call to make, because Castano could have got seriously hurt in there. And the beautiful part about it is, you're competitors, you're boxing, you're looking to take the other guy's head off, but at the end of the fight, it's mutual respect, man. These dudes showed the absolute most mutual respect for each other. It was a beautiful thing to see. I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't mind seeing a third fight between the two, because sometimes you just run into fights where the fighters are just tailor-made for each other. I don't give a damn if it's men or women, whether it's Charlo and Castano, whether it's Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, whether it's Ali and motherfucking Frazier. I don't care. But all I know is it was a great night for boxing. Look out for Boots, the welterweight from Philadelphia. Look out for Boots Ennis from Philly. Watch out for him. That kid is coming. He's nasty. That kid, he got skills. But the fight schedule is still gonna proceed on. Again, like I said a month ago, boxing schedule is unbelievable. In 2 weeks, we have Tank Davis fighting Rolando Romero. That is for the WBA lightweight title. A week after that, we have George Kambosos fighting Devin Haney for the undisputed lightweight title. So the boxing don't stop, man. You know, this has been an absolutely phenomenal last month of boxing, and it's going to continue all the way into late July when Anthony Joshua fights Usyk to try to regain his heavyweight title from the egg that he laid last year. But it's awesome. I mean, again, like I said, I just named the 2 fights that are happening in May and June, okay? And then let's see, what do we have next? We have Jamal Charlo. He fights on June 18th in Houston in their hometown on Showtime. You know, he's the WBC middleweight champion. I would like to see him move up to fight Canelo. So it's a lot of things that need to happen, a lot of things that need to go on and that are gonna go on. Errol Spence was at the fight. You know, him and the Charlos are very close. Of course, you know I want to see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford get it on. So boxing is doing their thing. And if you have Showtime and you can go back and watch that Jamal Charlo fight, please do so. I've already watched the fight 3 times since it actually happened. Again, it was an absolutely amazing fight. If you want to see 2 champions get in there and slugging it out toe-to-toe, just like Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, you want to watch that fight. I meant to tell Tony about that, but if you go back and listen to this, Tony, watch that damn fight. I wasn't wrong about the women's fight, and I ain't wrong about this fight. Charlo versus Castano, the rematch, undisputed junior middleweight title. It was a war. And with that being said, where the buzzer, where the buzzer, where the buzzer. Oh, man, I love it when boxing is doing they thing. But before we go, shout out to my homeboy, Mean Mug. He hit me up on Saturday. He wants me to get on a track with him, but that's my guy, you know, track or no track. That's my dude. That's one of my brothers, man. Grew up with him, and I'm talking about we go way, way, way back. And we have a couple of tracks together. Naughty Girl, I play that track during the background music during the podcast. I played it today. Naughty Girl, Letting It Off. And that's my guy, man. That's my guy. And he knows that you need me. Got your back, bro. But yeah, man. Don't forget to hit that subscription button. He also alerted me that he has a podcast, so you already know I'm going to show the love. I'm going to follow the podcast. I wouldn't mind being on the podcast, just like I'm going to have Muggo on here. I'm going to have him on the podcast. Just y'all wait and see. But definitely don't hesitate to hit that subscription button. Become part of the Sports Plus Life family. Any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely leave them in the comment box below. It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. This is another episode of Sports Plus Life. I'm out this bitch. Peace. Love you guys.